In today's video, we're going to be learning how to score more goals in FC26, and it's not necessarily just an attacking tutorial. This is more of a finishing tutorial on how to score more goals, because a lot of people have been struggling to score goals this year, whether goalies are good or just kind of the new shooting mechanics. So we're going to be walking you guys through that today. By the way, this Claudia Pina card, I bought her when she was 7,000 coins. She is so good that I actually sold my Alex Morgan. I sold Mbappe. I sold everybody, and she's my lone striker. So obviously, I know I have a very good team with Yaya, even trying out Ribery right now, Bonmati, Hansen. But the person who scores a lot of my goals is actually Pina. She's got 60 goals in 61 games, and she's got 68 assists. So I promise you, it's not just me scoring because I have very good players. I'm also just scoring it because of the actual finishing techniques. Like I said, we qualified to the pro ladder using a gold team and nothing too crazy. But anyways, let's get into the actual finishing squad battles. Now, I know you guys are probably going to say, oh, squad battles, like this isn't worth anything, whatever. Pick a low difficulty. For me, professional is a low difficulty. If you need a lower difficulty, you can choose something lower. It doesn't really matter. The whole point of it is you just want to go into it because you're going to have as many chances as possible so that you can work on your finishing. Why? Because the more you practice it, obviously, the more you're going to be able to do it in an actual game against an actual opponent, right? Obviously, squad battles, you might have a lot of space. You might have this, whatever it is. That's fine. But if you can consistently shoot from certain angles, then when you go into an online game and you hit that angle, you're going to be able to do it. Now, one of these angles I'm going to be talking about right now is the finesse angle. You can't finesse from far outside the box, but if you're here without pressure, you can actually score finesse shots very consistently from there. Now, I know you can do that because I've done it a lot. Again, in squad battles, if you want to try out a certain angle to score a certain shot, then try it out in squad battles. Why? Because you have a lot of time, right? If we cut in here, finesse, right? Top of the box, left-footed with Claudia Pina, right? No one too crazy expensive. She might be a little bit more expensive now, but back when I was recording this video initially, she wasn't that expensive, right? Going ahead here, same thing. We're going to cut in, right? Finesse top of the box, bang, that's a goal. So I know when I'm in the top of the box in an online game, if I'm in the top of the box with a player who has silver finesse, that's going to be a goal. Now, a lot of players have silver finesse. They don't have to be expensive. She doesn't have finesse plus. I know that is going to be a goal, and I'm actually going to be talking about finesse a lot because I think finesse is the best way to score in FC26. Now, you might have people telling you, oh, like low driven is crazy. Low driven is very good, but one thing that I have noticed is if you shoot too many low drivens, it won't work too well, right? Like if I'm in the top of the box here and I low driven it, it won't always be a goal. The goalie might get a save. You have to aim it perfectly. Otherwise, the goalie might use his leg to make a save. So honestly, the safest thing to do is just finesse it. Unless you're kind of shooting near post and he moves his goalie, then I would just do a low driven. If you're close to the net, you can do a low driven as well, right? Same thing though. We're going to grab the ball here. And I have the ball with Ribery. I don't actually know if he has silver finesse or not. I might have to check after. But top of the box, gets blocked. Oh well, right? But if I want to keep practicing it, right? If I'm on a low difficulty, I can keep practicing the aiming, which I highly recommend you use precision shooting, right? If you're not using precision shooting, then turn it on. If not, and you're very, very, very against it, it's fine. But look, if we just grab the ball, kick it out, you just head over to your settings real quick, game settings, and over here, shot assistance, precision. Don't use manual because there's literally zero benefit to using manual, right? Assisted, it's just assisted, but on precision, it actually makes it more accurate and the ball shoots faster, or you shoot the ball faster, right? So it actually benefits you. Manual just kind of gives you less assistance, right? There's not much assistance on precision, but it gives you no assistance and no benefit for it, which is kind of weird. So I don't know why they have it in the game. Anyways, turn that on and it will help you a ton, especially if you're struggling to score goals. And again, if you just go into squad battles and you just practice it, right? Getting into these positions, for example, like here, a cross body, done, goal, right? That's a low driven shot. If you don't know how to do low driven, you just double tap circle and it will be a low driven shot, right? There's no time finishing this year, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you keep getting into these angles you're like, okay, that's a goal, right? If he doesn't move his goalie, that low driven from that angle is a goal. So practice that, right? Practice situations that you get a lot in game. For example, if you're getting on breakaways a lot, practice here, right? Unfortunately, the defender actually got there. Maybe I got to turn down the difficulty, or again, just recreate that play, right? I struggle with one-on-ones, so we got to score with one-on-ones, right? In the box here, how do I score from there? See, low driven wasn't a goal there. Sometimes low driven doesn't score from those angles, and that's why I usually say finesse is actually the best way to score in the game, right? Because sometimes I miss those, and Pina actually has low driven plus, so she probably shouldn't be missing those. But again, we grab that finesse. She doesn't use her left foot, unfortunately. If she used her left foot, it would have been a goal. You could see it almost go in as a right foot, right? But finesse is so good. So same thing, even on breakaways, right? And again, that's the whole point of playing in a squad battles match, is if you struggle with one-on-ones, then all you need to do is go ahead and give yourself those situations, right? If you need to get that counter attack or whatever, that's fine, right? You can go all the way back here so that the defensive AI for the other team starts kind of pushing up a little bit, and then you can proceed to go up the field, right? Run with Bonmati. There we go, one-on-one with the goalie, low driven, a crossbody, super simple, right? Nothing too crazy. And then now I know I have to aim it that way. That's the muscle memory that I'm generating, the muscle memory that I'm getting in order to learn to get those shots, right? Same thing, right? With Hansen over here, can I score from this angle? Right? Hit the crossbar. Maybe I can. So I'm going to try that 3 or 4 more times, right? This is the kind of stuff that I do in order to see, oh, can I actually score from these angles? Or is it not worth even shooting and I should look for a pass, right? Same thing here. Pina, can I score a finesse from here? I can. Cool. Nice. I know that if I'm a little bit at the top of the box, but if I'm a little bit shifted to the left, now I know I can score that finesse shot. Right? This kind of stuff is good because you experiment it when you get into the game. Then you can apply these things when you're under pressure, right? Obviously, at the beginning, you do it slow, but once you develop that muscle memory, especially with the precision shooting, aiming, you're going to be able to do a lot more, right? So super simple. Another thing I want to kind of highlight is, and I'll try to get into the situation with Pina, but anybody who has the Trivela playstyle, if they're on the right side, or sorry, on the left side or right side, whatever side their weak foot is on, right? So for Pina, she's right footed. If she's on the left side, she's actually going to shoot a Trivela no matter what. So keep this in mind if you're trying to shoot a cross body, right? You see she just Trivela there. I didn't click a button. They auto kind of do that Trivela shot. So if you're trying to shoot a cross body, they're going to Trivela. So keep that in mind when you're shooting, because a lot of times you might miss because obviously they're kind of messing up that angle by doing that, right? So if I grab the ball here with Pina, you'll see I'll try to do a crossbody shot like I did with Hansen, and it will not register as a left-footed shot. Instead, she's just going to try to Trivela. Wow, the AI is kind of cooking me right now. All right, in this situation, when I try to shoot a cross body, you see how she tries to Trivela. I'm not actually Trivelaing in that instance, but she automatically does it. Whether you shoot a cross body or near post, that might mean you want to shoot near post. There's literally no way to get around that. If they have the Game Changer play style, Gray, or the Game Changer, that's what it's called, the Game Changer play style, you will not be able to shoot with the weak foot. I don't know why. Unless you do a finesse shot, they will always kind of default to shooting with that foot, right? Again, once we try to get here on the left foot, you see how she Trivelas it across, right? That might work in some cases, but for the most part, it doesn't always do that. Mbappe is a player that does that. Any player that has the play style will do that. So just keep in mind, sometimes maybe it's worth doing the near post, or like I said, finesse shot is the best way to finish, so you kind of want to be using those finesse shots for that exact reason. Most importantly though, finesse shot. You can finesse from literally anywhere, right? If I grab the ball here with Pina, even on the weak foot, right? Bang. Oh wow, I kind of probably should not have shot that near post, but again, now I know. Hey, I learned, right? You just got to practice the aiming, and squad battles does really good job of giving you those situations, right? I did that on professional difficulty. If you play the lowest difficulty in this game, the players will literally not move. It is impossible for you to lose, I promise you, if you played on like beginner, for example, right? If you play on beginner, you will not, I promise you, struggle at all, right? So if you want to practice one-on-ones, if you want to practice literally anything else, like skill moves, for example, I want to learn this new skill move and I'll make a video on it because I think it's the most overpowered skill move in the game, and going to show you how to do it when I learn it. But I'm going to be practicing it in squad battles, right? I'm just gonna go on beginner difficulty, and if I want to practice a reverse elastico, I don't even know which one this one's called, it's just a certain roulette, right? I'm gonna practice it in here. It's this roulette, right? I want to practice this, right? It's not the normal roulette, and I think I can do it both ways. Yeah, there we go. So I need to learn how to do that, so I'm going to spam it until I learn it, right? Again, here, one-on-ones, right? Can I learn to aim finesse? Bang, I learned to aim finesse inside the box, right? Any kind of thing you want to learn, squad battles is the best play to do it. And you learn the muscle memory. People tell me, oh, there's so much delay online. I don't really care if there's delay online, because that's not what we're trying to learn. We're not trying to learn how to do it on squad battles timing. Nice goal from Ribery. We're not trying to learn on squad battles like timing and stuff. We're trying to learn the muscle memory so that when we go online, we can do everything much quicker. We can react quicker. We know how to aim, right? Because no matter what, if there's lag, you should know how to aim, right? And I'm aiming consistently at the top of the box with the finesse shots, right? That's the most important thing, and that's what we're here to learn. So that's pretty much it. That's how you kind of practice my finishing. That's how I practice it. You can also do the training arena, but I personally like to do this because I'm practicing it with my own team, whereas like the practice arena, I'm pretty sure it's your favorite team. So I have my favorite team selected as my hometown Colombian team. So I don't have the players that I have in order to kind of practice that. They also don't have the play styles that they have on Ultimate Team fully, right? Especially if you have a special card. So that's going to cause issues. I just want to check real quick. Does Ribery have finesse? So Ribery doesn't have finesse. So without finesse shot, you will be able to score those finesses from at the top of the box, right? I know Ribery has 85 shooting, which is kind of high, but again, he doesn't have the play style, and the play style is everything. So again, that just goes to show how overpowered finesse shots is. And again, it can happen with weak foot and the strong foot, doesn't matter what. But anyways, guys, that's my video on how to finish and the top two ways to finish. Obviously, finesse and low driven. Regular shots are pretty good too, but the most successful ones are finesse and of course the low driven, especially if they have the play style, which is why I have Bomati in my team. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.